So, come on, go. What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Mark here. Hey, what's up? Hope you're doing well. Greetings from a sunny Comares, southern Spain near Malaga. I've been vacationing for about a month. We're taking December off and just like hibernating here. I don't want to be in Holland for the winter, but let me show you around a little bit around the premises. So I've been spending the past 3 weeks here in Spain, beautiful Spain. This is my last week. I'm gonna go back to Holland. I've traveled around. I've been to Malaga, to Sevilla, and some other cities around the coast. But right now I'm in Comares, where my home base is for this month. It's a small village on top of a mountain, 45 minutes from Malaga, 45-minute drive. Just celebrated Christmas here, which was great. I started noticing some of the differences between Holland and Spain. Some of them are quite obvious if you've visited Spain before, but if you haven't, I'm gonna dive into them. One big difference is, I think, the pace at which people live life here. Of course, I'm in a village here, so it might be very different in a city like Madrid or Barcelona or anything. People, although they seem to be working a lot, I feel everything is going a little bit slower here. Even when you're driving on the road, you know, people don't seem to be in a rush, especially for a holiday. Of course, this is amazing. And there, of course, is the siesta as well, where it's like a big break in the afternoon. Another thing I noticed is that drinking is totally acceptable during breakfast. I've seen people here in the village, mainly retired men. I noticed as well, there's like mainly men at the bars in the village here, and the women, they stay at home more. But the men, they like to get a few shots in here and there and kind of get wasted before lunch even. So yeah, that's a big difference between Holland and here. And then of course the main reason why I went to Spain in the first place is the weather. I mean, you can see it already. It's super sunny. We've only had 1 day of rain, which, you know, to be honest, it was pouring down, but except for that, it was been sunny all month. Very lucky with that. While I believe in the Netherlands, they've had like 4 hours of sun in the whole of December, so definitely made the right choice. And then another big difference, maybe one of the biggest ones, food and dinner. In Holland, we like to have dinner around 6 p.m., especially in the winter when it gets dark pretty early. Here in Spain, it's very normal to have dinner after 8 p.m. I remember I was in Valencia earlier and the restaurant wouldn't even open till like 8:30. And then also, the way they eat the food. If you've been here in Spain, you probably heard about tapas, which is like smaller portions of different things. I absolutely love it. The favorite part, the bill. La cuenta, it's cheap here. 2 days ago, I went for a hike. We ordered, I think, like 2 burgers, fries, coffee, Coke Zero, bottled water, and we paid like 13 euros in total. That's crazy. Of course, it may be different in a big city. There's no way you can get that in Holland. Another big difference between Holland and Spain is that, look at it. So fast. And there's mountains. We don't have that in Holland, so yeah. So let's talk a little bit about the music. I would say in Spain, probably in my experience at least, dance music isn't as popular. I haven't heard much of it on the radio compared to Holland, where there's dance music all over the place. I mean, we have a big history in dance music, so of course that's a big difference. I would have to say that one goes to Holland. So all in all, I'm pretty happy with life here in Spain. It's been great. As I mentioned, the weather's been amazing. I could get used to that, but would I actually move here, start a life here? I'm not sure. Although I really like it here, it's very remote. That means it's very peaceful. I enjoy that, but at the same time, to get to a city, it takes about 40 minutes. If you want to go to the village, it's like a 15 to 20 minute hike up the mountain. And while it's good for your health, you don't want to do that every day. I like the convenience of Holland, where everything is nearby. It's nice and flat, so you can drive your bike everywhere. And even the weather, if it's sunny all the time, it might get a little bit boring as well. I don't know. In Holland, when it's raining, that's great studio weather. I'm very productive here. Even though I did do some work, I think it would be a little bit harder here to motivate myself. Would I move here? I don't think so. It definitely helped me relax. I usually don't go on holidays that much. I consider my time home, away from touring. That's usually my kind of holidays. But at the same time, there's always something to do, right? If you're a producer or a DJ, if it's like social media like this, or making music, or making a guest mix, always something to do. And going here and then just chilling out for at least the first 2 weeks has been, great for me. It helped me relax a little bit more and take a bigger break. While the last few years have been amazing, amazing. I've been very busy after COVID, and I loved it because, I had to miss touring for a long time. It was also really good to take a step back, reflect a little bit on everything. And it's kind of hard to do when you're like in the middle of everything, when you're on the road, when you're scheduling releases, making music. But after the break, I started noticing the last week, 3 weeks of downtime, and not really downtime because I did a last minute remix. It's very exciting. I should tell you about it later. I've noticed I'm really, starting to, I want to get back into the studio. Excited to get back on the road as well. I think that's a great sign. My last few days here in Comares in Spain, I guess this became sort of like a reflection holiday. So I wanted to share my thoughts about a lot of things. And one of the things that I was thinking about discussing with you is, what does it actually take to become a successful DJ and producer? I get this question a lot. There's not one answer. I boiled it down to like 5 important things, in my opinion, which are the most important if you want to make it as a DJ and producer. Number 1, it all starts with passion. The things I'm going to mention here, they apply to anything in life, any goal you want to achieve. So definitely passion, number 1. If you're not passionate about something, you're not going to follow through. You're not going to handle the disappointments. So that's the number 1 thing. You need to be passionate about what you do. Number 2, I already mentioned it, following through and doing the work. There's no cutting corners. If you're not willing to put in the work, forget about it. It's not going to happen. And you need to be consistent. You can't just work on music for like 2 weeks and then drop off for a month. That's not going to work. You don't have to do it like every single day, but it needs to be consistent. It needs to become a habit as well. So you're like making time for actually producing and learning to DJ. Number 3, learning and improving. This is what I would describe as an accelerator. It can help you get to your goal quicker. If you want to release at a good label, if you want to start doing international shows, you need to improve your skill all the time. And that doesn't stop. I'm doing this already for like 20 years or something. It's actually one of the things that I enjoy most about being a producer. You never stop learning. Go to YouTube, watch tutorials, be sure that you know what's happening around you so you can apply all these things to your craft. And you become a quicker producer. That really helps when you become more successful and you start touring. You don't have as much time in the studio as you would want. So definitely always keep learning. Number 4, be yourself. It sounds easy, it sounds a bit cheesy, but it's the truth. You want to be different than everybody else. There's no point in trying to be the second Armin or something, because Armin is Armin and he's successful because he made it on his own terms, in his own way. So that's his journey. Of course, it helps in the beginning to analyze what other people are doing and learn from that. But at the same time, you want to bring something unique. There needs to be a reason why people come to your shows, what you play, and also why they listen to your music instead of someone else's music. There's so much music right now. I get so many promos. It's crazy. So it's more important now than ever to stand apart. Of course, another one, social media presence. Not my favorite part of the job, but it's a very, very important part. First, you need all the other things. You need to have something to show. And once you have something to show that's actually a good product, then you need to go out there and spread the message. Past, a lot of it came down to labels and publicists, and they can still do a lot of work for you, but in the end, you need to do it yourself as well. Put yourself out there, show people who you are and why they should follow you on your journey. That's my top 5. If you notice, talent wasn't even in there. It's of course it's important. It's an accelerator as well. In my opinion, all the other things are more important. You can have all the talent in the world, but it's not going to happen for you if you don't put in the work. Resilience also very important. Didn't make the top 5, but it kind of goes with follow through. You need to handle disappointment. Not everything's going to happen for you the way you hope. You're going to hear a lot of no's before you hear a yes. That's for labels, that's for gigs. So you really need to be able to create a thick skin. Even all the critique, there's going to be a lot of hate. That's unfortunately the way the internet works nowadays. So you need to be able to handle that well. Keep going, kind of like tunnel vision. And then finally, of course, creativity is also majorly important to make great music. But I feel like creativity comes to me when I'm already working, more so than when I'm just sitting back and waiting for creativity to strike. That's kind of what my approach was way back. I was way less productive than the other way around. When you're in the studio, when you're busy making music, doesn't have to be like you're focusing on a track, but it can be, browsing samples or playing around with a new synthesizer, making presets, even browsing presets that are made by somebody else. That could spark creativity as well. Or listen to music actively, like listen to what other people are doing, different genres, hearing something you might apply to your own music. Of course, very important, but it comes from work. I just wanted to take this moment to reflect a little bit. It's been an amazing year. One of the highlights for me definitely has been the Nil 6 project with my buddy Orjan Nilsson. We've been putting out lots of music. We made enough music to fill a whole album. It's crazy, we're not even planning to do an album, but we did that. We released an EP on Dream State. State, which was amazing. And the touring, wow, we've played some of the most amazing festivals in the world. State of Trance, Transmission, Transera, Transformations, Creamfields, EDC Vegas. So many great festivals. I've done solo shows as well as Nil Six club shows. A lot in Asia. Been to Indonesia, Hong Kong, Malaysia, Thailand. Played a bunch of shows in Europe. Very, very thankful for that. And to everyone who showed up at our shows, thank you so much for the support. It's been amazing. On the solo front, I've been releasing a lot of music as well on Revealed Recordings. Really happy with that. Worked with Armada. I've been working with them for many years. For Insomniac's Dream State label. Super happy that they supported us on the Nil Six project and releasing our first EP. On a more personal level, I've been taking some time for myself, focusing on my physical and mental well-being, meaning that I've been working out a lot and I really started to pick up tennis again after like a 20-year hiatus. Super happy with that. Started to train, do competitions and tourneys. So far I've won 2 tourneys this year, one in singles and one in doubles. Shout out to my buddy Ivan. Definitely want to play a little bit more as well next year. Hopefully the touring schedule will allow it. Some of the goals for next year, work with amazing people. I think that's the most important one. I've worked this year with Oyen a lot, planning to do a lot more Nil Six tracks in the coming year, as well as some amazing collabs with other people. On the social media front, I really want to step up my game. I want to open up a little bit more about my life, the life that I get to live, and take you guys on the road with me, so to say. I'll do some vlogging, not blogging, who's doing blogging? No, vlogging. There's already one up from the Dream State show as Nil Six. To sum up, just showing a little bit more of who I am. And to close off, I just wanted to take this moment to wish you all an amazing holidays. Very, very, very best for 2025. I hope 2024 has been good for you, but let's make 2025 even better. Thank you guys. See you soon.